Alright, hello everyone. You should be able to hear me. Let me know in the chat real quick if you can, and we'll get started immediately. Slightly late start, as I said in the chat, but that's just because I updated OBS. Apparently that's a mistake. A bit of a gamble, but everything should be working just fine. Just gonna get the names sorted so that we can get this underway immediately. Oh, whoops. Fantastic, okay. So we got Ilxis against Viren to start off. Yep, good, everyone can hear me. Obviously, this is a Saber only tourney. That means only Saber characters can be used. Beyond that, regarding character selection, there aren't any rules really. You can switch if you feel the need, etc. And it does say Parsec connection only. I'm going to try and stick with Parsec throughout. Only if Parsec just somehow crashes and burns will we be switching to Steam Remote, just to keep everything fair. And yeah, fencing school map, etc. Rules are pretty much the same as before, so let's get started. Oh, nice. That's cool, Venator. I can't ping a Viren, though. Who's Viren? Alright, that's unfortunate. I'll just ping you, Ilxis, first, because I know you're here. Does anyone know who Viren is? That you can see the name up there right now. I can't even ping him in Tourney Talks, so... Oh, yes, and I should go into commentators chat as well, ideally, because that way you guys can hear me and not have to run the stream in the background. So I'll start the stage right away. Okay, so Ilxis is in. Usually I do like a 5-minute wait, so I'll do that right now because the guy who signed up with the name Viren has not made himself known. So yeah, you must have a different name. So whoever's Viren, please let me know either through Discord or YouTube chat. The bracket's mostly even too, which is kind of nice. Obviously, I welcome more players than 15 if we can. Last time we got 21, but 15 is still a very solid turnout. This format has proven to be very popular each time it's done, so I'll definitely do this more in the future. And I'm liking how some of these matchups look too. We see Zero Null against Meistercake. That is a very classic matchup there. Piper and Drummer's in here. Roderick against Oaken. That'll be cool. And I'm fighting Nick Up, the guy I was sparring earlier. One of the guys I was sparring. That'll be neat as well. I'm sure he's happy he got practice against me now in hindsight. People are joking about how it might be Vinard's alt account. Imagine. Normally I just delete names I don't recognize, but I'll give whoever this is a chance. I think this is a recent addition to the tournament, so I might be wrong. I don't even recognize the name, so. Sorry to make you wait, Ilxus, but it shouldn't be too much longer. We can just chat while we wait. Just under 3 minutes left. And then whoever Viren is will be disqualified unless they show themselves. I got pinged. Hang on. General. What? What's this? Some kind of ID. Don't think he's in this server. Yeah, he might not be, but I'll just give him a chance anyway. He reacted to my initial message. Okay, well, that's a little annoying, but let me check. Might as well check while we're waiting. I guess if he's not even in the server, then we can just move on, but I can't even find my own message. Alright, here we go. Viren. Okay, yeah, he's probably not even in the server. Yeah, he left the server. Alright, we're just gonna move on at this point. If he's not in the server, then he can't participate. That's how it goes. So let me just report the scores here. Alright, Ilxus, you move on. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, G-Man. Yeah, I could have moved on, but the thing is, he's not even in the server. So at that point, like, you just can't participate. It's in the rules, so makes it very hard if you're not in the server, so. Alright, let's get Roderick and Oaken in here then. For simplicity's sake, I'm just pinging people in Tourney talks, but you guys can talk in there as well. It's not a problem. Alright, Oaken. And then Roderick should be showing up. And Roderick is on the left. So let me fix that quickly. And I believe Roderick needs keyboard. And Oaken's good with controller, I believe. Alright. Names are set up. This will be our first actual match now. It'll be a good show for sure. I know these are both really good players. Oaken's actually familiar with Saber too, as I understand it. I believe he's a Laszlo main as well as a Kalkstein main, so. Yeah, Roderick, you're on the left. Yeah, there's a bit of delay sometimes, so for anyone who's unfamiliar, if you're seeing me tell people to do something and there's a little pause, that's probably why. I think Oaken got in. He just can't move, so we'll try backing out. I can't back out, so. That was me moving, by the way. I'm trying to back you out. You need keyboard as well. Oh, okay. I don't know how you got in then. That's interesting. Alright, can you try and back out or something? Or just take control? Because I can't move. Somebody selected twice, or I don't know. This always happens at the start, these technical problems, but we'll get over it. I can always just restart the game too, but... Yeah, just go forward, we'll back off. Hopefully you can both move. You should be able to move, since keyboard is flexible in that regard. Roderick, can you move? You're on the left. Okay, perfect. Alright. And we are using the fencing school map only. I just like the size of it. So we're seeing a Gideon against Laszlo. This seems like a really high-risk matchup, if you ask me, because they're guards, and they both hit really hard and really fast. Both getting in the danger zone there. And Oaken actually takes the first one. I was thinking Roderick was going to find a way to snipe that arm. But yeah, I was pressing 1 on keyboard. It just didn't work. Alright, some exchanges here. Roderick has taken a hit on the arm, which could prove crucial. Roderick getting right in the pocket, but Oaken's just able to hit him. I see what Roderick was trying to do, but it didn't quite work out. Okay, Roderick's going right in there with that thrust, but it doesn't work quite as well as it used to. He actually managed to get a slight hit there in the end, but nothing substantial. Oaken with another point. I think Laszlo's definitely going to be a really heavy hitter this tournament. And there's a cut to the wrist. Nicely done by Oaken. Perfect distance management as always. And Roderick is very much on the back foot here. He needs to find something that works, and there he finds a thrust. That was really well done. That thrust is actually really effective with Gideon now. It's just a matter of timing it and getting that right angle. And Roderick switching feet there. He might have some delay there. He was a little bit slow to react to Oaken getting in close and just being relentless in the offensive there. Yeah, I don't play Gideon as much, but as I understand it, yeah, the right foot forward. As soon as that happens, you're going to get hit. So, alright, let me switch the sides here. That isn't to say it's totally useless. It's just to say that if you're going to do that, you better be aware that you're going to get hit if you get in measure. So Oaken has a win and just needs one more to win this whole match. So far, a dominant performance by him. And Roderick should be able to get in. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sometimes, again, that delay, but that's not a problem. Oaken is able to move. You cannot use Marta. You cannot use Marie. I think that was a mistake. Sometimes that slight delay makes it really easy to select a character by mistake. So, and I know he doesn't play Marie, so. Oh, was that a Barabash? Feel free to pause, Roderick, if that was a mistake. I don't mind going back. It's very possible he meant to, though. I mean, Barabash is stronger than he used to be. It seems like he meant to. Yeah, he meant to. Alright, let's go. Very interesting choice, I think. Might have been a better choice than Gideon. Wow, just barely blocked that. I thought Roderick was going to get one on the arm there, but his guard protected him just barely. Both are getting a little bit tired. They have to watch their stamina. Trick shot attempt by Roderick. But then Oaken with that 1-2 combo just hits the head. I find that 1-2 combo gets through most guards. It's a pretty relentless combo. And keep in mind, the update was done, so that block stun stuff doesn't happen anymore, so it might be even stronger than it used to be. And there's another kill for Oaken. We're not using the beta, but the base game was updated with that update, so. Alright, Roderick with a nice downward cut to the head. And there's a stab by Roderick, but, or sorry, by Oaken, but Roderick gets the kill there. Alright, Roderick ducks under with a lunge, but there's the danger of low attacks. You get hit right in the head, oftentimes, especially with big low attacks like that. It's a good idea to get around guards, you just gotta time that well. And again, Oaken with that 1-2 combo, he knows how to manage the distance and just get right in there. Upward slash to the arm, well done. Roderick has to figure something out here. He just goes for the cut there. And there's perfect distancing. He got the arm. Barbash has some powerful big cuts now. You actually have to watch out for them. And then there's the cut to the head by Oaken, sealing the deal. Laszlo is very good at getting in and getting out. And we saw that here. GG to both fighters. I think Oaken just has a really good handle on using Laszlo, and especially in this update, it might prove to be very dangerous. Alright. So now we got Vinard against Ezekiel. Haven't seen these two fight in a while. And Vinard, you are on the left side. Just gonna get you guys the link now. E thinks Oaken will be in the final. I can see that for sure. I think most people here, if not all, have a shot at getting at the final, to be honest. So that's what I like about this format. And the matchups we're seeing here. Yeah, the delay is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. At least you both had to deal with it. That's why I'm really hesitant to use Steam Remote Play. I really don't want to force people to use a connection that was not advertised. So I know Vinard is usually better on Steam Remote Play, but we're gonna stick with Parsec because most people struggle more on the Steam Remote Play. But again, if Parsec crashes and burns, then that will be a different deal. So Ezekiel on the right, Vinard on the left. I think Ezekiel needs keyboard. I might be wrong. I'll give it to him anyway. I don't think it hurts, but... Alright, let's go. Okay, Vinard going for Laszlo. And we're seeing a Samuel from Ezekiel. That's a really interesting choice, especially in this matchup. In some ways, they both have a similar style regarding at least guard positions, but the way they fight is totally different. Laszlo does better in the pocket, Samuel in the neutral. But they both have the exact same high guard, except Laszlo, in his case, it's the neutral guard, so... Anyway, Vinard going right for that cut. Ezekiel trying to cut him in turn, but it doesn't quite work. Ezekiel's trying to get that quick sidestep snap cut, I think. And then he rushes in, pushes, gets a cut on Vinard. That was actually well done in the pocket. It's funny, I was talking about how bad Samuel is in the pocket, but Ezekiel's making it work so far. Somebody paused. Okay. At least the double was going to happen at that moment. Yeah, try not to pause, guys. I know it's really easy to do when you want to skip the sequence, but it can lead to problems if you do it prematurely. There's another double. I think both of them are seeing kill shots on each other, and so they're both going for the kill, but the problem is they mistime it and hit each other. Alright, Ezekiel with that backstep and then cut. The problem is it doesn't have very good tracking, from my experience with Samuel, so it makes it really easy for Vineyard to just sidestep and cut him. Vineyard has 2 so far. Ezekiel with a snap cut. Interesting, Vineyard actually whiffed on that cut. I think it's because he canceled. It was a little bit slow. So Ezekiel with that massive cut manages to get a kill, a clean one, instead of a double or something. Perfect distancing by Vineyard because his opponent backed away. There's another kill. Exchange. Vineyard trying to sidestep, however it leaves him vulnerable there. That's the disadvantage of trying to sidestep, especially if you advertise it a bit too much. Well done by Ezekiel. Vineyard's trying it again, but if he gets too close, it could be a problem for Samuel for sure. That was a good snap cut actually by Ezekiel. Problem is they rarely kill. But of course Vineyard going for that stab. He goes for another stab and then gets a double with that last ditch swing. Vineyard was very lucky there with that double. Yeah, Ezekiel's trying to find some of those side steps too in response to what his opponent's doing. Goes straight for the stab and then a big cut. However, again, Vineyard forces a double. Vineyard's doing a good job of that at least. When he gets hit, he ensures a hit is brought back. And his distance management has been good. So has Ezekiel's though. And then there's a big cut by Ezekiel tying it up. Oh, that was a good big cut by Ezekiel, but he cancels into a snap cut, and he gets 2 cuts that do not kill onto the arm. And then there's another double. That's the problem with those big cuts that Ezekiel sometimes throws. It's surprisingly easy for Vineyard sometimes to land that afterblow. Alright, nicely done by Ezekiel. Sidestepping at just the right time and getting an A cut to the arm. That's a favorite tactic of mine with Samuel, in fact. And I imagine it works very well against Laszlo with that exposed elbow. Vineyard is just throwing swing after swing. It eventually forces the double, though. Ezekiel trying to punish it, but he doesn't find the correct timing. Double cut by Vineyard, however, his offense does not work. He gets hit a bunch of times there by Samuel. Vineyard really wanted that kill bad, but he completely disregarded his defense, so I think Ezekiel was doing a better job of being patient. That was a cut there, a push, and then a snap cut. Bunch of cuts there, but Ezekiel gets it. Very well done by Ezekiel with those last 2 flags. And he doesn't get scared in the pocket. I noticed, like, obviously he tries to position himself to such that he's at an advantage, but Ezekiel is not afraid to just get a push in there if he needs to, or a cut. And that's what you want to do against Laszlo. You want to ensure you threaten him before he gets too close and punches you or something, because that's where Laszlo is pretty much guaranteed to kill you no matter what character you are. Ezekiel needs 1 more. I'm sure that's a good morale boost. Vineyard is not an easy opponent. He is a champion. There's a cut by Vineyard, but in doing so, he exposed himself, and he got a cut to the forearm. We might see him try to be a bit more conservative now. As I say that, he just rushes in and cuts him. Bops him right on the head. And Ezekiel tried to punish it, but that second cut did not force a double. And there's another kill by Vineyard. It was actually clean. I think Ezekiel was trying to punish that. I figured Ezekiel would at least draw blood there, but unfortunately it missed, so. Alright, good kill by Ezekiel. Again, perfect distance managing and sniping the arm. Vineyard was probably feeling a bit secure there, thinking he was safe, but Samuel has some really deceptive range. Upward cut by Ezekiel, but it doesn't quite connect. And then that big cut actually worked really well in the pocket because he used it to parry Vineyard's initial cut. That was well done. If that was the purpose behind that big cut too, I would be very impressed. Okay, that cut unfortunately didn't quite hit the hand. The second cut by Ezekiel, so Vineyard gets the kill there. You don't want to engage in a trading battle with Laszlo. That's a recipe for disaster in my experience. As we saw, even Gideon struggles with that type of gameplay against Laszlo. Vineyard's throwing a bunch of cuts out of measure there. Ezekiel is too, but I think he's trying to provoke his opponent. Vineyard is trying to sidestep, but Ezekiel is not falling for it. There he tries to stab, but he wisely backs away with a bunch of snap cuts. Vineyard going for the 1-2 combo. Vineyard going for another cut, but Ezekiel just sidesteps it and keeps sidestepping, landing 2 hits. That was really well done by Ezekiel. I thought he was done there after that punch. And again, it's 3-3. This is actually a surprisingly even fight. I think I would have thought Vineyard was going to get a slight edge, but Ezekiel's showing us he has a lot of practice with Samuel. Ezekiel is matching Vineyard's sidesteps. Vineyard goes for the 1-2 combo, but exposes himself. And Ezekiel gets a really safe cut in. Yeah, that was crazy. And another cut to the head there by Ezekiel. I think Ezekiel is now, with these 2 flags, doing a better job of engaging safely. Vineyard's kind of swinging widely, hoping to get a hit, and trying to get a dominant position with those sidesteps. But as I say that, Vineyard gets a really nice stab there to the body. And this is down to the wire. Ezekiel knows he needs just that 1 kill, and he makes it through. Vineyard needs that 1 kill, or he can keep fighting, and there we go, he gets it. Okay, I gotta roll the dice now. Even number, that means Vineyard. Vineyard will get to choose the side. And odd number means Ezekiel gets to pick. Here we go. 4, that means Vineyard gets to pick. There are no accidents, Rizovsky says. When Oaken made that mistake there, if the character select, yeah. That's all good, man. Vineyard wants the right side. That actually makes things easy for me. You guys can just go. And Ezekiel sticking with Samuel, which I think is sensible. And then Vineyard is sticking with Laszlo. Okay, Vineyard's going for that sidestep strategy he's known for. Ezekiel trying not to take the bait, but he actually goes for a grapple there. I think that was his downfall. I don't think he meant to, but he probably pressed 2 buttons at once to try and, in his attempt to punish. Some cuts there by Ezekiel, but they don't land. Vineyard going for some cuts, he gets stabbed, and then a big cut. Nicely done by Ezekiel. Yeah, Vineyard trying to go for the sidestep hit, and then he goes for it, and that's a double. Ezekiel went for it at the same time. Vineyard trying to find a dominant position, and Ezekiel is being a bit more patient. And then Vineyard just goes for multiple Y swings, and that made it really easy for Ezekiel to punish. I see what Vineyard was going for, though. He was trying to get in the pocket, where maybe Samuel doesn't perform quite as well, and then force either a double or a kill. And then Ezekiel actually gets it despite getting stabbed. Very nice cut to the head. Vineyard gets it there. Ezekiel didn't get very much power on that swing, so I don't think it would have done much even if it did hit. Yeah, Ezekiel was a bit too close, I would say. Oh, Vineyard's really going for it there, and that forces a double. I think that was his goal that first time he tried that. Sometimes aggression works, though, if he times it between Samuel's swings. You never know. Okay, Ezekiel actually going for the cut instead of the thrust, and there's another double. I think Vineyard's punch saved him there from taking damage. Upward slash by Ezekiel, catching Vineyard as he comes in. Nicely done. That takes really good distance management because you can easily just get cut in the head. And then good parry riposte to finish it by Ezekiel. Ezekiel putting on a really good performance here with Samuel, I'd say. And that's it. GG to both players. And now Nick Up is against me. And it looks like I get the left side based on the fact that I'm on top, so. Good to see GGs from both players. Vineyard hopes Ezekiel wins. Yeah, that'd be cool, actually, if Ezekiel got that title. Worth noting, we are not fighting for a champion title, at least not the standard champion title. We are fighting instead for a Saber Maestro title. So it's its own special thing. Okay, Nick Up is in. And he needs keyboard, so I'll give him that. And I'll change the names. Feel free to remind me, by the way, if I do fail to notice that I need to change the names. That sometimes happens. But I'm much better with that than I used to be, so. Good luck to Nick Up. I'll be quiet for this one. Okay, GG. There was actually some good exchanges there. Nick Up and I have been doing really good with that, so let's switch sides. I'm gonna change the names real quick too. The silent killing. Brandon there says. Yeah, so Nick Up, you're on the left. There you go. GG, Nick Up. Very good effort. I could tell you were really trying to choose safe engagements, and you did really good in the exchanges, so I had to play at the top of my game for sure. Two to 0. Alright, now we got Toasted Bread against G-Man. I think, if I recall correctly, Toasted Bread likes Barabash or Yazik or something. I actually don't know. Or Samuel, it might be. We'll see. Both of these guys are in North America, so we shouldn't have any issues with delay whatsoever. Especially not for Toasted Bread. He's in the same time zone and in the same country, so we're both Canadian. So okay, G-Man had a problem with his connection. At least Parsec says that. So I don't know. Give it a try again. Need to authenticate. Okay. Yeah, that's a common issue. Yeah, I think a lot of people are interested to see what Barbash does in this tournament. I don't know. He doesn't sound British. Yeah, he's very much Canadian, and I think he's in the same province too. Like his ping is ridiculously good. So yeah, you're NG man. That's not a problem. I'm just waiting to hear from Toasted Bread. I think I'll start the timer now. And I'll deal with the names too, because I don't think I did. Yes, I did not. Okay. Okay. Toasted is on the left. And then after that, we got Maestro Cake against Zero Null, and whoever obviously wins this current fight will end up going up against me. Will he pick Gideon? I don't know. I think so. Pretty sure he's got experience with him, so with Gideon, that is. It'll be unfortunate if Toasted Bread doesn't show up. I was looking forward to seeing how he would do here, so. Okay, Toasted Bread has not tried to join to my knowledge. I didn't get any sort of notification, so. Yep, that's him. That's Toasted Bread. So I don't know where he is. He's usually pretty active, at least when it comes to tournaments. So, welcome Headshot to the server. I don't know if you're listening to the stream, but good to have you here. Okay, Toasted Bread has a minute 44 at this point, so not much longer. Once it hits like the 10-second mark, I'll pretty much just move on though, probably, unless he rushes over and pings me or something. Yeah, that's really a shame. One of the Zera masters, so he's very good at the canceling game. He loves the calm before the storm aggression too. I think Pekola likes just rushing, whereas Toasted Bread likes staying a bit more calm. But they're both really good approaches. Of course, that doesn't really apply here because we're in Sabers, but maybe some of those tactics apply. Especially if Samuel, because a lot of Zera mains who play Saber, they usually play Samuel because you can cancel many of his attacks in the same manner. So, yeah, you gotta fight me if your first match. That's a bit unfortunate, for sure. Yeah, I don't like just disqualifying people, but it's in the rules, so he's got 20 seconds. I mean, Isabella is strong. Oh, there's the timer. Okay, Toasted Bread is eliminated. Yeah, sorry, G-Man, but you're fighting me later on. We're gonna move on to Maestro Cake against Zero Null. This always happens sometimes in these tourneys, though, so, you know, it is what it is. Things come up. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. The AI is actually much better than it used to be, so don't feel too bad if you're struggling a little bit against it. Kubel especially updated it for the arcade mode, so... Anyway, let's get Maestro Cake and Zero Null on here. Zero Null is online. I haven't heard anything from him, but I know he signed up to this tournament, so I'm sure he's really excited to get in on the action, especially being a Laszlo master. Yeah, absolutely. And here he is, yeah, just as I suspected. He rushed right in to accept my invite, so that's really good to see. He's been a little bit inactive lately, but definitely here to stay. I'd say he's one of the legends right now. He nearly got a champion title recently, so... And it was quite a sight to behold. Definitely one of the top contenders, I would say. By the way, Maestro Cake, you are on the left. Zero Null, you are on the right. Let me just get the names in. Very classic matchup. These two are used to be two of my most common sparring partners, so it's really exciting to see these two fight. I'm not sure who Maestro Cake's gonna pick actually. Okay, we're seeing a Yazek against Laszlo. That's always an interesting matchup. Alright, they're both squaring off here. Zero just goes right for those cuts. I love it. He's very good at landing that. But he's not being too impatient. He's being aggressive, but he's not like... He knows when he needs to defend or when he needs to back away. So that's really good to see. Zero Null gets a point there. He pushes his advantage when he has it. And that was another snipe by Zero Null. It goes to show how fast these 5-flag matches can go sometimes. That's what I kind of like about it. That was a good cut again by Zero Null. 5 flags sounds like a lot, but it's not nearly as much as it sounds like compared to 7 flags. So if you're very impatient, or something just goes very wrong, you can find yourself losing really quickly. But Maestro Cake recovering a little bit there of a point. Zero Null trying to get that good snipe, and then he goes in for the 1-2 combo again. He always times those really well, and it's really good to see that he has not lost his touch whatsoever. And a Maestro Cake with a nice X cut to the arm. Still not out, but he's got to be very careful taking on Laszlo like this. Especially Zero Null's Laszlo. That 1-2 combo is so fast. I think Maestro Cake is trying to punish it, but he's mistiming that big time, so... That was a very quick match. I'm sure Zero Null has a big morale boost from that. He's an insane fighter. I'd consider him the favorite here since he specializes in Saber. Maestro Cake less so. He's a good Yazik player, but he's not. I'd say Isabella is actually his main there. Anyway, Zero Null rushes right in. I think he was a little too aggressive, and Maestro lands a bunch of hits. I see what he was going for, though. He really wants that kill immediately. I like that. Zero Null's strategy here. It's not that he's being dumb at all. It's far from it. It's just that his strategy here is to defend himself by killing his opponent, pretty much. But he does so in a way that he knows he has the advantage when he does it, so his opponent can't really respond. So it may seem reckless at first, and in a way it is, but it works really well, the way he does it with the distance management. Yeah, I love it there. He blocks and then just cuts immediately. Oh, no. Zero Null with a bit. I think his footwork there was a bit too linear, and Maestro Cake was able to exploit that. Sometimes happens with Alexander too, actually, if you're not careful. But that was good. Zero Null keeping up the pressure. Maestro Cake just couldn't find a safe opportunity to get in. He only gets a slight cut there. Alright, Zero Null misjudged his reach a little bit there, I think, and Maestro Cake was able to get the kill. Stab by Maestro Cake, but it doesn't land. Zero Null might have been able to even punish that. It's hard to say, though. Zero Null going for that stab, but he backs away. Good retreating cut. And then with that retreating cut, Zero Null forces a double. I think he saw he was in a lot of trouble there. He's really good at recognizing when he's in trouble. So he just backed away and forced it. And that was a good parry riposte there by Maestro Cake. Maestro Cake is a really good player himself, so he's showing it here. But Zero Null with a kill. Oh, man. So the stakes are high here. Zero Null just needs that one more, and he moves on. Maestro Cake, of course, needs this flag to stay in, and he stays in. Nicely done. The blade got stuck in his head there. I love it. Alright. Let me just roll the dice real quick. I don't think did I change the names? It's very possible I didn't. Anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, actually, so that's good. Okay. Anyway. Yes, I did. Okay. Maestro Cake needs an even number. And he gets one. So, pick your side. It's 4 again. It's weird how randomness works sometimes, but it is random. So, let me know what side you want, Maestro. Left, okay. So I gotta switch the names. That's not a problem. Yeah, both fighters proving to be a match for each other, I would say. Maestro Cake managing to get his rhythm and take that second round, so we're going into a third one. This one's going to be bloody for sure. Notice how the right side actually has more wins than the left side right now. Alright, so you're now going for that 1-2 combo. He goes for the push. Even with that pushing meta, though, he was a bit too far away. And he got a nasty cut for his trouble. However, he gets that 1-2 combo again. I think Maestro Cake moved to the side just a little bit and let Zero Null basically just crash through and hit him. Upward slash by Zero Null. And it actually hits the head if you saw there. It basically scraped his nose. Probably hit an artery too. Very nasty place to be hit. And Zero Null sidesteps, gets a cut. However, Maestro hit him back, and then Zero Null gets an interesting stab there. It looked like a stab mixed with a cut. I'm just going to look. Yeah, it was like a stab. It was like a push cut type thing, but it moved down as if he was cutting, so it was kind of interesting. Nonetheless, Urinal did hit his target, so... And then they're both just hitting each other, very desperate to get that kill, but Urinal gets tired. Quite a brawl there for that 4th round. Or exchange, I should say. It's not really... Round. Downward cut by Urinal. Glasgow is very good at that. Whereas Yazik swings down at more of an angle. Laszlo likes swinging... Yeah, of course he does lots of diagonal swings, but he can also swing just straight down. And it's a really dangerous thing to deal with if you mistime your cuts. And Maestro Cake is doing the right thing here. He pushes the aggression. I think he was a bit too passive, at least the first round. And that was what let Zeronol kind of bully him a bit. And there he goes for it again and gets a 3rd flag. Zeronol was trying to push to finish it off, but I think Maestro Cake knows all about that. He might still have that muscle memory from the original push meta. Yeah, that was a good retreat cut by Maestro Cake. He knew Zeronol would try and move in, so he gets a cut to the arm. And Zeronol trying to do that retreat cut, but he gets hit in the arm. I think Zeronol has to be a bit careful here, especially now that both just needs 1 flag. This is down to the wire. Both have figured each other out now, so it's a matter of mind games and footsies. And they both get a double. They both saw a kill shot, and they took it. Zeronol wants to land that stab. That's dangerous, though. He backs away. He knows it. Upward slash by Zeronol. It doesn't quite connect, though. And Maestro Cake, with a relentless onslaught there, finishes him off. Good game to both of you guys. Maestro Cake's on the verge of a heart attack. Yeah, that looked like an intense match. A nice debut from Zeronol after a little bit of a hiatus. If he keeps practicing, man, he'll win. One of these times. Okay, so now we got Eve against Piper and Drummer. I know Captain Piper and Drummer is here, so I'm willing to wait. So that 5-minute timer does not apply because I know he's here. So we'll just wait however long it takes. We can move on if we need to, etc. So, oh, you're ready. Okay, no problem. I'm sending you the link anyway, so. Okay, Eve is on the left. Let me get that sorted out quickly. Yeah, that was a good comeback by Maestro Cake for sure. I thought Zeronol was going to blitz him after that first round, but Maestro Cake's really good at adapting, so. Yeah, I'm just going to call you Captain Piper because it takes so much space. Anyway, here you are. Eve is here. Perfect. Oh, whoops. Let me just move back. Alright. Yeah, not your turn quite yet. But we're finishing the first round, so. Okay, Eve is on the left. Captain Piper on the right. There we go. Now, I know Captain Piper's been a little bit frustrated with Alexander lately, which is understandable. We both do not like the blade length change in particular, and the mass change takes some time to get used to, but we'll see how he does. In a Saber matchup, I think he'll do better. Anyway, upward slash there by Eve, doing a good job of finding that opening in Alexander's guard. Okay, Captain Piper is going for that jump attack, but he gets hit in the leg. Exchange, goes for a stab, gets the cut. Nicely done by Captain Piper. He just had to watch his stamina. There's the only danger with that strat, a bit of a gamble, but it paid off. He just kept up that relentless attack. taking advantage of the fact that Eve tends to be a more passive player. And there's a jumping slash there, getting another kill. Captain Piper has some of these sidestep attacks too. Stamina a little bit low, but it's not a problem so far. And then Eve does the right thing there and does a sidestep cut. Upward slash by Eve, very precise. Gets a kill. And he takes the lead. Eve got a bit too close there. That was really tight. And Captain Piper got it. Bit of an exchange there. Captain Piper trying the X-Y cut combo. Then he does the X backward Y combo. Jumps. He's got to watch that stamina, though. It's very dangerous. And then the head bob actually works. Eve was trying to do a sidestep of his own, and he ended up just dashing right into that edge. Captain Piper just needs one more. Some dashing there by Captain Piper. I like it. He's finding a new way to make his movement strats work. But Eve gets one, so it's... both of them just need one flag. Very even fight. Eve, of course, has a bit of experience sparring against my Alexander. That probably has helped him here. Then there is a cut to the forearm. Nicely done by Eve with the footwork. Alexander has good footwork, but damn, Barabash has some really good sidestep attacks now. And they're pretty much perfect for dealing with Alexander's guard, so we'll see what Captain Piper does here. Alright, fighters switch sides. Names have been changed. And he's going to stick with Alexander. That's sensible. That's the character he's most familiar with. And of course, Eve is going to stick with Barabash. That's the character he's been practicing for this tourney. Instead of Gideon, which is what he's probably a bit more well known for in the server. But lately he's been playing Barabash more, so... Captain Piper's trying to figure out what to do. He goes for that jump attack. It's actually surprisingly effective at times, but you gotta be careful. If it fails very spectacularly. I think Captain Piper has some lag problems. I will pause it here, because that's very odd behavior there. Yeah, okay, I'll just let Captain Piper close some stuff. Okay, so Zeronol's internet's been horrible. That sucks. That's why he's been a little bit less active, but he was perfect for that fight, he says, so wow. I'm glad Zeronol had a lot of fun with that. Very stressful fight. Alright. Okay, I think he wants his opponent to go in. He's doing the long guard. He doesn't actually choose to... Oh man, there's a trade there, but Eve again taking out the mobility. That's very dangerous for Alexander, and he sidesteps seeing that thrust. He dodges it and does a cut. Very nicely done by Eve. That is exactly how you deal with Alexander's thrust. One of the ways, anyway. With Barabash, that's probably the best way. Okay, we're seeing some lag, I think, again. Just let us know when you're ready. Eve is being very observant, so that's good to see. I think I'll pause it here and see what's up. Oh, Toasted Bread just showed up. That sucks, man. He got disqualified. I'm seeing him typing in the chat now. Yeah, that was textbook, wasn't it? Okay, let's try now, he says. I know Captain Piper sometimes has issues with his internet. It's not even to do with location entirely. It's just in combination. I think he's ready. He's doing some footsies there. I can tell by the way his footwork is going. Yeah, he's definitely ready. If there was any doubt before. But Eve immediately counters that head bomb. Oh, he pushed there, and I think that messed up his guard. I don't think he meant to. Or maybe he was really delayed. The push meta is a thing, but it hasn't been as influential as I first thought it would be. So that's really good to see. You gotta actually time them and stuff, and the hitboxes are better. Piper was too far away, I would say, to do that jumping cut, but I think I see what his strategy there was. I saw a push right after. He probably wanted to do the jumping attack and then do a push right after, but unfortunately, there was a bit of a delay there. And then nice sidestep by Eve. Piper was being a little aggressive there, and I think he paid for it in the end. He did really well the first round, though. Good game to both fighters. And we're in the second round now. This has been going really smoothly, so that's good to see. And now we got Sealed Choker against Ilxus. Ilxus will actually get a fight this time around, so... Aw, toasted bread slept too much. That sucks. Yeah, that's really a shame, but it happens. It's not... Alright, anyway. It was in the rules, so unfortunately I can't really reverse that at this point. Feel free to watch Toasted, though, if you are listening. Getting some good Saber fights so far. Yeah, it's good to see that he's watching. Alright. So we got Sealed Choker against Ilxus. I'm going to deal with the names. They're both in. Sealed Choker, let me know if you need keyboard. I don't think you do. But it's possible I'm misremembering. And Sealed Choker is on the left. Alright, go ahead, fighters. Okay, he does not need keyboard. That's good. Ilxus goes with Gideon, of course. Sealed Choker going with Laszlo. Always an interesting matchup. I'd say Laszlo has the advantage, but a really good Gideon can definitely put up a fantastic fight because it's a really high-risk matchup. I think Laszlo's just better at managing distance, and his guard is better. Sealed Choker's going with the classic long guard and neutral mind games there. But Ilxus doesn't even engage. He knows better. Throwing some swings, but I think he's just switching feet. And there's a stab by Sealed Choker. His strategy is actually kind of working. Ilxus was patient at first, but now he really wants to punish that. But Sealed Choker is no longer messing around too much with it. He doesn't find the kill shot, though, despite those hits. Ilxus just kept coming. Good aggression on his part, intelligent aggression. And using the fact that Gideon has a little bit more HP to his advantage, which sometimes doesn't work against Laszlo. Yeah, exactly. If you do too many mind games, Ilxus will actually be the one who gets in your head. And there's a double. Against Ilxus, I find you just want to fence normally and generally stick with the basics. Of course, that comes from my experience with Alexander. It might be a bit different if you're using a different character, but... Yeah, exactly. He'll time you. You gotta... just stick with what usually works. And I think Sealed Choker's taking that advice well, too. He's getting a point here. Oh goodness, Ilks is in the pocket. That is not a good time. I'm surprised Seal Choker lasted that long. He kind of froze up there. I hope that wasn't lag. I hope it was just the fact that he was being overwhelmed and didn't know what to do. Ilks is long guard, but he wanted to snipe the arm there. I see what he was going for. And Ilksis is always very good about not underestimating his opponent, for the most part. Plays very intelligently, so, and there's another point. When you try to be big brain, but your brain is too big, exactly, G-Man. Ilksis is being patient. You can tell Seal Choker wants his opponent to come in first, but Ilksis will not do it recklessly if he does. Especially now that that thrust doesn't work quite as well as it used to. And now we're having a bit of a standoff here, but Ilksis is applying pressure. Gotta watch his stamina a little bit, but nicely done, that cut to the hand. His opponent was being too passive, I would say, and Ilksis took full advantage of that without putting himself in danger. At least not until the very end there. And at which point it didn't matter, and that was a really good parry there into a cut. Textbook Gideon play by Ilksis as always. And I think Seal Choker's figured out that simple mind games won't work, but he needs a plan. It was absolutely beautiful what Ilksis did there. I don't know, I think Zero Null was using Laszlo speed, but I think Vineyard was focusing more on sidestepping, and Seal Choker is trying to counter-strike, which is interesting. But you are right, he has some of the best movement speed and posture. That is absolutely right. I think you actually could argue his footwork's the best in the game, at least when it comes to linear footwork. And even like side footwork, I think Alexander's a bit better, but even then he can keep up pretty well. But I think Laszlo especially dominates when it comes to the distance management side of things. Seal Choker going for a stab. Ilksis doesn't care. Takes it right in the chest. Seal Choker goes for another one. It gets right past Gideon's guard. That's something Ilksis has to be a bit careful with. And then Seal Choker's retreating again. I think he just wants to land those stabs safely. That's actually kind of dangerous against Gideon, though, as we're seeing, because they don't always kill. But it works here. I don't think a plan consisting of just stabbing with Laszlo will be enough, though. It is a good stab, but it's got its limits. There's a stab. Ilks is trying to snipe that hand. That's really nicely done by him, but Seal Choker backs off. Again, Seal Choker backs away when he sees Ilks is trying to attack him. And he gets in the pocket there and manages to hit the head. That was well done. Ilks with the passive pressure tries to go for that stab. Sidestep into cut right after that stab when his opponent thought he could get a hit. That was really well done. And there's a stab by Seal Choker. Stab by Ilksis, a stab by Seal Choker, but Ilksis, of course, recovers faster. He knows how to combo from those stabs immediately, so a stabbing match with Gideon is probably not what you want to do, at least not with Ilksis. And Ilksis using long guard to try and catch that stab. It actually breaks through and hits him anyway. But that probably lessened the damage at the very least, and he was able to get a kick in. And I think, yes, Ilksis got it there despite being hit. And that was an interesting guard at the end there he did. Sticking his arm behind him. I think that was just a glitch. And leg void there by Seal Choker. He does not capitalize on the missed leg cut, though. And that cut just did not even do any damage. That's unfortunate for Ilxus. But Seal Choker's hit was legitimate, for sure. So it was not going to end well for Ilxus, no matter what. It's just a matter of how bad would it end. And good cut by Seal Choker. Ilxus is forced to back away. I'm sure he's focused too, but he's forced to back away. And there's a stab by a Seal Choker. And Seal Choker actually needs one more. This is a bit unexpected. It was like Zero Null against Meister Cake. We thought Zero Null was going to just blitz that round, but it didn't quite work that way the second time and the third time. Then Ilxus there with a good snipe. Ilxus is not out of this yet. You should never counter him out. He definitely never counts his opponents out, so... Stab attempt, however, Seal Choker is way too close and Ilxus capitalizes after parrying. And now both just need one flag to seal this round. Ilxus applying passive pressure, Seal Choker backing off into the corner. Ilxus wants to find that perfect opportunity. Seal Choker backing up more. Ilxus getting more and more control of the arena. Sometimes you have to be careful, though, when cornering somebody. Parry riposte by both. Ilxus stabbing, gets a cut to the side, then cuts again to the side. That was well done. Pressuring his opponent into a corner, and then engaging his opponent very precisely in the exchange. GG to both fighters. That was a good effort by Seal Choker that second round, but it wasn't quite enough. It's one thing Ilxus is very good at, very precise aggression. Now we got Ezekiel against Oaken. Oaken is going to be on the left. Yeah, very close one for sure. Meister says, could also say you choked. That's a good one. Okay, we got Ezekiel and Oaken. At this point, everybody who's in the tourney should be here, so we shouldn't have any issues with having to wait. Oaken's ping is at, geez, it's at 300. Yeah, that's not fun. But it goes to show how good of a player he is, I would say, that he's still in the tournament, and he has really good distance management with Laszlo. So let's get started. Oaken on the left, Ezekiel on the right. Oaken goes with Laszlo. Ezekiel goes with Samuel. That's not surprising. It's actually the second time we've seen this matchup. Ezekiel. I have a lot of respect for using Samuel, I would say, because Samuel seems like the hardest Saber character to use oftentimes, alongside Alexander. So, and there's a good cut there by Ezekiel. He did get hit a little bit, but Oaken was not able to finish the job. I think Barbash is a bit hard to use too, just because of the sidestep meta. You can't use him the way, you know, people used to use him back in 2021. And there's another kill by Ezekiel. I'd be curious to hear what your guys' thoughts too. Obviously, Gideon's a bit hard to use too. And you could argue the hardest as well, I think, in his own right. And there's a kill by Oaken. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Who's the hardest Saber character to use? Gideon's lack of guard is definitely a big problem. And then there's another kill for Ezekiel. Stabbed by Ezekiel, but he actually gets cut on entry, and I don't think it registered very well, actually. That's a shame. Yeah, Samuel has a really hard moveset. That's why I tend to think he's pretty hard to use. And there's a double. Yeah, he's got a lot of big swings. He does have safe snap cuts, though, too. But yeah, he's got a huge variety of moves, and you have to know when to use them, etc. And some of these side steps are a little bit slow, as we saw here. Yeah. So now it's a really even fight so far. Ezekiel is fighting a hard opponent in Oaken, so... Oh, there's a good snap cut there to the arm. It was very slight. But I heard the sound, and there's blood on his sword there. Oaken with another kill. The problem is Samuel's quicker attacks that are safe do not hit as hard. So they very often don't kill. You have to be very precise with them, and you have to land a bunch of them. Bit of an exchange there. Oaken needing one more. And Oaken with a really good slash in the pocket. Ezekiel could not respond in time. He was probably going to reach past his guard unless he somehow dashed away. Okay, Ezekiel on the left now. And Oaken on the right. Same matchup. Okay, Oaken is trying to find those hand snipes there. Ezekiel is not doing a whole lot to respond. I think he wants to find a safe counter instead of just throwing his blade out there. There he's trying to sidestep, but he just gets stabbed. That was well done by Oaken. Doing a good job of hiding in his intentions and then just throwing a stab out there. Stab attempt by Oaken, however, it's beaten down. And that enables Ezekiel to get a quick hit to the head. Parry by Oaken. Oaken gets very close, and that's where it gets really dangerous. It looked like Ezekiel might have been able to recover from that. He did a really good job of attempting to do so, but it didn't work. And there is an upward slash, but he can't follow it up. And now Oaken's trying to find those snipes. That was really interesting what he was trying there, but he gets hit in the leg. Ezekiel using his superior reach there to safely hit the leg. False edge cut by Ezekiel way out of measure, and that enables Oaken to just get right in there for that 1-2 combo. So now he's got to be careful with that, throwing attacks out there. Because it takes a little bit for your auto block to recover from that, depending on the attack. Oaken pushing the aggression. That retreat slash enables him to get a clean hit, actually. Ramps up the pressure, but when it doesn't work, Oaken knows he's in a bit of a bad position, so he backs away and does a cut, knowing that's the best way to ensure he gets a hit. And then he tries the same thing, and it works. He's able to get out of range with Laszlo's footwork, and there he forces a double. Ezekiel throwing a cut out there to try and keep him at bay as he moves in. And Oaken just needs one more. Oaken gets right in the pocket. That's very dangerous, but amazingly, Ezekiel parries all of those blows. However, he gets slashed in the belly, and then Oaken just does a draw cut to finish it off, ripping it right out and disemboweling him. Good fight to both fighters. Worth noting, there is a bronze match too, so for anybody in the semifinals, you do have one more fight. I'm fighting G-Man now. Good luck and have fun, G-Man. The two of us are sparring partners, so I think we know each other well at this point. G-Man has proven to be a very seasoned fighter, definitely master material at this point. And on any good day, he can definitely defeat the pros, so... And, you know, he is a pro himself at this point, I would say, so... I'm on the left side, so I'll just get that sorted out. Oh, whoops. I don't know why I put G-Man there. Alright. Okay, G-Man goes for Gideon. I think Alexander was a possibility too, because he's experienced with him, but since the changes, he probably didn't want to take that risk. I'll be quiet for this fight, of course. Oh my god. GG. Yeah, that was a crazy final exchange there. Oh yeah, I gotta change the names. I'll get that sorted out. Just select your character. I'll just pause it right at the start. So excited, I forgot almost. Man, I'm glad I didn't have a second cup of coffee. That would have been really bad with the excitement. I feel like it'd be a disadvantage at that point. Alright, let's go. Die. Oh no. Good fight. That was crazy. Pretty stressful fighting Gideon, actually. Thankfully, I have a lot of experience against Ilxus. I think that really helped me out there. And I know how to counter those stabs now, too, so that really helps. Very good effort, G-Man. Alright. Really cool to see G-Man using a bit of a different style, too. He's a bit more grounded, I would say, than Ilxus. So, Ilxus is very good in his own right, but I think he likes to dance a little bit more. He likes to apply passive pressure, and so there's a slight difference in style there. And I think Ilxus is also really good at those combos. I don't think G-Man had much of a chance to try those out, so I think I did really good there. Now it's Maestro Cake against Eve. That's a pretty classic matchup as well, actually. Because we used to spar a lot. I remember Eve joined the server, and we used to spar like nearly every day. Still spar pretty often, in fact. Yeah, Maestro's ready, and Eve is ready as well, so... Oh, and Maestro Cake, you are on the left. I'm gonna get that sorted out real quick. Okay, Eve is in. Alright, they're both in. Alright, Maestro Cake with Yazik, Eve with Barabash. This is the most classic matchup when it comes to character v character, arguably. Just because these characters were the two most played characters in the first demo, so. And they're set up as antagonists in the story, too, so. Not so much in the arcade, but the main story for sure. Anyway, Eve got that first point as I was talking. They're both a bit exhausted now. Both having hit each other. I think they both have a very similar plan. That was cool. They're the mirror dash there. But neither fighter committed fully. And then Eve's going with, I think that's called the hula hey. It's kind of like a feint type thing. It's actually a good move. You gotta be very careful with it. And then, wow, Maestro Cake being fancy too, going with that trick shot. And then Eve tried to sidestep, but Maestro managed to parry it just barely. And is able to follow up and get the kill. That was a very good attempt by Eve trying to wrap around, but it just didn't quite work. And it cuts by Maestro Cake, but Eve actually gets the better end of that trade. Maestro Cake trying to get some upward slashes, and Eve with the sidestep keeps the pressure up, but doesn't hit. And there's another sidestep X, forcing a trade, but no kill for either one. I think they both came off pretty bad from that. And there's a bit of an exchange there. Maestro really has to watch his stamina. Trick shot by Maestro, but he's too far. But to be fair, if he got close and it failed, well then, you're definitely gonna get cut at that point. So trying to maximize the distance you're at to land it is definitely a sensible move. And they're both doing a really good exchange here. But Eve actually gets it there. I think Maestro's stamina gave out at just the end of that exchange. Sidestep slash by Eve does not land. Eve, wow, that was a really nice retreat slash there when he was about to get hit. And it got him out of harm's way. Maestro Cake has to watch his stamina now. He gets it, though. Yeah, so far people have been talking about the low attacks being parried, and then your downward attack afterwards is going to be slower because your blade was down previously. It's only a slight delay, though, I found. It doesn't seem to be changing the meta that much, even with another kill. I'm curious what you guys have to say about it, though. I think the exchanges largely go the way they used to. Low attacks are as risky as they used to be. You just might have a better chance to counter, not counter, follow up from them. That's the main difference, probably. And there's another good exchange. Eve trying to get that upward slash. It's actually very dangerous with Barabash. But Maestro lands his own upward slash, the Hellish Quart, and then gets the cut downward. Yeah, Eve is a very good Saber player, there's no doubt. But there was a trick shot. Maestro Cake finds the trick shot. Well done. I'm sure he's very happy he finally found it. Then a Maestro Cake applying a bit of pressure there, but Eve doesn't engage. Eve tries sidestepping. Maestro tries to get another trick shot. I don't know if that was very advisable. Eve gets a trick shot to end the first fight. All right, fighters, switch sides. Tournament's going really well. We had a few small hiccups early on, but that's really normal. We're using Parsec and all, so you gotta expect some kind of issue at some point. But despite a few no-shows and a few hiccups, it's going very smoothly at this point. So, and right now we're heading into the semifinals. So, all right, go ahead. And again, we're seeing Yazek against Barabash. Also, the tournament's been really popular, too. It always makes me really happy to see that people are enthusiastic about the Saber versus Saber. And then Eve gets a stab and then an upward slash, giving him an advantage really early on. Albeit a small one. And Eve is just backing away when he sees Maestro doing those swings. He wants to find a really safe counter. He doesn't want to just parry riposte, because that can lead to doubles if you're not careful. Of course, Eve is probably dealing with more delay, too, so that's very sensible that he's trying to find the safest move. Then there he goes with a sidestep when he sees Maestro going in for a lunge. That was very well done. Who's fighting in the semifinals? I'm fighting, and whoever wins here is fighting in the semifinals as well. And Ilxus, too. Probably missing somebody, but anyway. And then there's a double. And there's a kill by Maestro Cake. Eve's still ahead by one flag, though, so he probably feels very good about this. But it's very easy for that flag to get away from you, that flag advantage. I'll show you the tournament right after this one for sure. And then Eve with an upward slash. I dare say Barabash is doing more damage than Yazek now. Like, just across the board, Barabash seems to get more reliable kills. And then there he gets a reliable limp, too, when he hits the leg like that. And Eve is being very patient about it. Is Maestro Cake there? That's not good. At least it happened after he got hit, I think, so... Okay, he's able to move now. That's good. Is Eve able to move? Yes, he is. Perfect. They're just both being patient as they should. But Eve just goes right for the stab, actually, and that was a good option. Yes, Oaken, yeah. I don't know how I forgot about Oaken, but there you go. Yeah, definitely a very strong bracket, and there's a bronze match after the semifinals, too. That was good sidestep slash by Eve. Eve having a really dominant performance this time around. Eve goes for the stab. Maestro gets the stab. Very brutal hit to the head, then finishes him off with a cut. Yeah, absolutely. Oak and Eve are definitely top contenders. And right now they're both choosing their moment, moving in and out. Some retreating movements as well by Maestro Cake. Exchange. Maestro Cake gets a hit to the head. He might make the comeback again. Definitely shouldn't count him out at this point. It seems like a done deal because Eve has been doing really well, but you never know. It's only 2 flags that Maestro needs. And then there's the hula hey, and Eve actually gets the double there. I'm surprised. That looked like a very light hit by comparison to what Maestro did. But I think it's a hard-hitting move by the game's logic, so what the heck? You see what I mean? Barbash only did a light hit there, and he basically disemboweled Maestro Cake. Or slashed the liver open or something. Like, I swear, Barbash just hits harder now. We need to test this out, but seems to be the case at this point. But Maestro Cake gets a really good hit as I say that. Now it's only 1 flag difference. I might have predicted the future when I said, though, you can easily lose that advantage. We'll see. Apparently I did. Maestro Cake got it. That was really unfortunate for Eve there. Alright, we gotta do the dice roll. Maestro Cake wants an even number. It hit 4 again? Seriously? Oh, man. I promise it's random. It's just... That's how randomness works sometimes. Randomness does not always feel random. Oh, Maestro's controller unplugged. That's what happened. That was a very unfortunate time to have that happen. So Maestro Cake, you get to pick the side. Still pulled through in the end, so that's good. He wants the right side, okay. That could be an honorable gesture, or he's more used to fighting on the right. I think he said something about that before, so... That means I don't have to change anything. That's funny. Ilks just made a prediction, and his prediction, he says, never comes true, so... That'd be really funny. I kind of predicted the opposite by saying, oh, you might lose that advantage. So... But I didn't flat out say Eve will lose, so... It might be a little bit of a stretch, to be fair. And then Maestro with a really good swing there. I certainly jinxed it, though, if Eve does lose. That much you can certainly say. Sidestep slash by Maestro, and Eve lunged in, but didn't get a whole lot of blood for his trouble. Then Eve tries stabbing. Wow, he actually recovered from that. I think we might have been seeing the new recovery mechanics in play there. Given that the upward slash came first instead of that downward swing. And then Eve getting another kill there. Eve is not out of this yet by any means whatsoever. And as he has a 2 flag advantage now. Maestro Kick doing a little bit of canceling there, actually. At least it looked like it. slash by Maestro, a punch. Eve backs away, but he's still in range of that Saber. And so Maestro gets a hit. 2-2. This is going to be down to the wire. Maestro Cake trying to find that sidestep, but he's out of measure. That's always dangerous when you try those out of measure. Unless you have a plan, of course. If you're trying to dance or something, or invite your opponent in, that can be good. Maestro Cake just keeps up the onslaught of cuts. Eve, again, a bit too passive. And Eve forced on the back foot by Maestro's onslaught of slashes, and again it works. It's one thing Yazek does have. He has good combo still, even if he might not hit as hard anymore. And he's definitely not lacking in the speed department by any means. They're both fast characters. Eve getting a kill. Alright, let's see if Ilxis is correct here, though. Will Eve lose? Eve with the downward slash. Maestro getting a hit of his own, but he got hit in the leg. That's a pretty devastating blow. Oh goodness, very close range exchange, but Eve managing to get a kill with the tip with an upward slash. It was actually with the false edge, which was pretty cool. And so, this is really down to the wire. I love these fights. Anybody's game. Eve with the downward slash, Maestro with a horizontal slash, and they double. They both saw a kill shot and took it. That's often what happens with doubles, I find. Sometimes it's a result of trying to punish your opponent, but at that point, since they both did it at pretty much the same time, it looked like they both saw the kill shot. Eve trying to sidestep, and he gets a really big hit in, but Maestro also hit him in turn, so it was mistimed. Nicely done by Maestro Cake, and it turns out Ilxis was correct. Eve was indeed going to lose that one, because his prediction was incorrect. But very good fight from both of you, for sure. That was a joy to watch. I get to fight Maestro Cake after we have Ilxis fight against Oaken. At this point, we are in the semifinals. So if you get eliminated, be sure to stick around, because that means you can still try fighting in the bronze match. Yeah, that was extremely close. There's no doubt about it. It was slightly mistimed. And unfortunately, in those situations, the delay can make the difference, even if you're really, really skilled. But regardless, Eve was doing very, very well, so. And we got Oaken in. So far, the tournament's been about 2 hours, a little bit less, I think. So that's good. And we're just waiting for Ilxis now. There we go. I summoned him. As soon as I said I'm waiting for him, here he comes. Alright, I'm going to give Oaken keyboard. And Ilxis will be on the left side. So I'll fix the names. Good luck to both fighters. We're going to see a Laszlo against Gideon again. That's a pretty classic matchup in this tournament. Really cool to see Laszlo and Gideon being meta still. I think Yazek's actually... I don't know, we saw some Yazeks. It's just... I feel like he's okay. He's not as good as he used to be. Curious what you guys have to say, if you guys have anything to say in the chat. Anyway, Ilxis with 2-cut combo. Oaken thought he had an opening, but he got hit. And Oaken goes for the retreat cuts, managing to tag Ilxis. This looks like it'll be a really even fight. And then there's a double. Oaken's cancel might have been a mistake there, actually. It's hard to say. Like, when you're that close, it can easily lead to doubles regardless, so especially in this matchup. Ilks is trying to find the snipes, and that's actually a really lovely exchange here. And then there's another double. Ilks saw a kill shot, and Oaken was throwing a cut out there, so at least that's what it looked like to me. Ilks is going for the stab, sidesteps, and then Oaken keeps himself safe by throwing a bunch of cuts. This might be the most intense fight we've seen so far. Ilks doesn't find the snipe. He's got to watch his stamina. He parries that stab with that cut. Nobody's been hit yet, incredibly. Well, as I say that, Ilks takes a massive hit to the head, but there we go. Oaken with the first point. And then there's another hit by Oaken, very well timed. And Oaken trying to catch him with the retreat cut, but then he shoots in right for that stab, and it doesn't get a kill shot in, but it does some damage. Ilks is trying to get those sidestep cuts in there, but it doesn't work. Oaken keeping himself at a safe distance. And Ilks is unfortunately retreating because his stamina was so low, but there is not much he could have done about that. Oaken getting a solid advantage now. Whoa, he shoots right in there and gets stabbed. That was crazy. It was like he had a sudden speed boost and ran right into the blade. Laszlo's a really slippery one, that's for sure. And they're both just out of range with those cuts. Very dangerous exchange. Ilks there getting the hit there, though. And Oaken's trying to keep Ilks at bay with those retreating cuts, but Ilks didn't really care there. He just went in for the cut, knowing he can get a powerful blow in himself. And it actually kept him pretty safe, the way he did it. 3-3. Even fight as I predicted so far. Ilks closing the gap. Good sidestep splash. He gets hit in turn, but it's not a good enough hit. So, that was good for Ilks. Oaken's trying to find an opportunity. Ilks as well. You can tell he's setting something up there, the way he's moving. And that was well done. Hand snipe. That was interesting. The blood there flashed white for a moment, almost like it was sparkling. That's just the sunlight, of course, but it looked kind of funny. Alright. Fighters switch sides. I'm just changing the names real quick. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with the retreating cuts. They're not always as strong as the cuts where you step forward or even stand still. Snipe attempt by Ilks, and Oaken keeps getting forced to back away each time, and then Ilks sets up a perfect cut downward to the head. He does get hit a little bit in turn, but it doesn't really matter. Stab attempt by Oaken, but he's forced to back away. Ilks is doing a very good job of his distance management, and there's a double. Definitely a very high-risk matchup, so to get clean cuts in an engagement like this is quite a feat, I would say. And Oaken gets one as I'm talking about that. 1-1. Stab attempt by Oaken. Too far away, but he keeps up the pressure. He backs away, but then keeps up the pressure nonetheless with that 1-2 combo. Definitely one of Laszlo's best tools for distance control. Good stab, that's another good tool. Ilks is doing some feints here, but I don't think it's working very well. But that was a really good snipe. Oaken just couldn't administer the decisive blow to end the fight. There he did, though, with that retreating slash after getting very close. Both cutting out of measure here, trying to catch each other as they come in. But neither fighter takes the bait. Stab by Ilksis, and then Oaken just cuts him right in the head. He was a bit too far. And Oaken needs one more to make it 1-1. One-two slash by Oaken, but he's too far. And Ilksis counters it very precisely. Oaken definitely really wanted that kill, but he's going to have to be really careful. Ilksis is not going to make any of these flags going forward easy. But Oaken gets it. 1-1. Okay, let's roll the dice. Ilksis wants an even number. Let's hope we don't get a 4 again. Okay, that's a 1. It's an odd number. So, Oaken, you get to pick the side. Left, okay. And that means I don't need to change it, so that's perfect. Let's go. I promise the dice is not rigged. It's all Google's fault. Cut by Ilksis. Wow, nice exchange. Ilksis goes right for it, but gets hit in the head. Oaken had a similar idea, except he wanted to catch Ilksis while he was coming in. Both dancing a little bit, staying just out of range, because you don't want to whiff and then get hit. But Ilksis with a very precise stab takes the first flag. Ilksis is doing some dancing there, and that stab gets him with the tip, and then he's able to finish it off of a cut. Upward slash by Ilksis, he gets hit as well, but he doesn't quite force the double there. Not enough power. So Oaken getting his first point. Slash by Ilksis, catching Oaken as he's coming in. He was doing some cuts, so his arm was open, and he was just a bit too far away. And then a stab by Ilksis. So Ilksis just needs one more. He's really picking his opponent apart this time around. And there's a cut down to the head by Oaken. Upward slashes by Ilxus. You can't quite catch Oaken, though. Oaken keeps moving away, seeing the danger, and doing cuts of his own. Tired slash by Ilxus gets a hit, but no kill. And Oaken is able to power through and hit him. Good to see Ilxus keeping up that pressure. He really wanted that kill bad, but Oaken was doing a really good job of keeping his composure and using distancing to his advantage. Both getting a bit close there, but just out of range for a kill shot. Ilxus now in range, though. And Oaken goes for it, but he's not quite fast enough. So Ilxus actually gets that kill. GG, guys. That was probably the best match of the tournament, I think, so far. Curious what you guys think, but this one's up there. If we're going to decide what's the best match of the tournament, I think this one has to be in the conversation, even going forward. Oh, I almost gave Oaken 0. That would not be good. Alright, you got 1 win, and you're in the bronze match now, so definitely don't go away. You'll be fighting whoever loses this fight shortly. I'm going to let you in, Maestro Cake. I just need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll just wait for you to start connecting and I'll do that. Won't be long though, of course. Okay, I'm back. Let's get started. Let me just double check. Yep, I'm on the left. So I'll just deal with the names as well, Maestro. It won't be much longer. Alright, here we go. I'm going to be quiet for this one, of course, as usual. Like to be in the zone. But, like last fight, you might hear me say something if something crazy happens, so... GG. Alright, let me deal with the names real quick. And we'll get started. Oh, I pressed quit. Okay, we'll get back into it, don't worry. Yeah, I was messing with OBS, and sometimes it's really easy to click stuff you didn't mean to hit, so that won't take long though. Synchronizing Steam Clown. Alright, there we go. Laszlo, okay. That's a good choice. Oh my god. I thought that was going to be a double, to be honest. Good fight, Maestro. I think Yazek might have still been a better pick for you. It's hard to say, though. Laszlo is actually a really good counter to Alexander oftentimes as well, so always a gamble which one to pick if you're good with both of them. So very good fight, though. Always nice to see that in these Saber tourneys, we're always fighting each other in like the semifinals or the finals. That's always great. Alright, but don't go away, Maestro Cake, because you have to fight Oaken. Oh, you left. That's okay. I make that mistake all the time, too. We're actually going to do the bronze match first, so... Let's get you and Oaken in. It's habit to just leave after you've lost, of course, so... Or even just finished your match, not even necessarily lost, so... Alright, Oaken is on the left. Love how that mass feels for Alexander's blade now, I gotta say, though. Big fan of hefty sabers, so... But I know for a lot of people that's going to be a challenge to deal with, for sure. If they want to main Alexander. I should really make a whole section in the guide about that. Or maybe not a section, but like a mention in the guide about the extra heft. Yeah, a section would be a bit much, I think. It's a bit long as it is. So hopefully Maestro shows up. I think he went away. Yeah, sure, I'd be willing to give you a bit of a coaching for sure. I think a lot of it just has to do with getting used to the extra mass, because I'm sure you've noticed it might at first feel like Alexander is swinging through water, so to speak, but it's certainly what I felt at first, but once you work with him a lot, it's much better. That said, though, against Isabella, you will have trouble even if I get you to that high level, I think. It's just a hard matchup for him now, unfortunately, but I don't want to say it's not doable, but it is a difficult one. Maestro Cake is not showing up. Of course, I won't disqualify him if he doesn't show for the bronze match. I'll just give Oaken the win, but I hope I don't need to do that. I think what we'll do is we'll skip it, and then we'll go to the finals first. That'll give Maestro Cake plenty of time to hopefully show up. Just letting Oaken know. Alright, perfect. And so it's Ilxus in the finals. Ilxus and I often find each other in this position, so always a blast. Whether it's Hema, whether it's Sharp. And it's fitting that it's a Saber-only tourney as well, so... Oh, he's watching football. I mean, that's all good. It's just a bronze thing anyway. It's not like second place is on the line or anything, so... Alright, let's get Ilxus in. Yeah, no problem, Maestro. If you don't want to participate in the bronze match, it's a bit unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. And yeah, I will definitely help you out with Alexander Piper. There is an assignment I want to get done, but I'm happy to procrastinate a little bit more to help you out. It's not a problem. It's a really small assignment anyway, so... Ilxus is in. Perfect. Ilxus, you are on the left. I'm not saying procrastination is a good idea, by the way. I don't recommend it. Anyway, I'll be very quiet for this one, most likely. Oh, really? I don't know if I deserved that one. That was only a slight hit, I think, on my part. Ilks has got me pretty good. Oh, well. Alright, that one at least made sense. Alexander agrees with that nod. Good fight. I hope there wasn't any lag at the end there. That was a little weird. And I just realized that as I was pushing you, I really wanted to. I was going for the push anyway, so, yeah, let me know. We can redo that flag if you want. Yeah, you're still here. Ah, okay. Latency, okay. Alright, that's a bit unfortunate, but I guess it could be worse. I'm glad you didn't freeze or something at the end there. I was a bit worried because I really wanted that last kill shot. I'm not used to landing pushes on Gideon that much. It's really hard, even with the current meta. Oh, we both... Okay. Alright, you got it. Fair enough. I'm glad we both whiffed at least. It wasn't like a case of one person getting jank. Probably should have grabbed or pushed, honestly. GG. Good fight as always, Yoxus. Alright, looks like I won the tourney. So I defend my title, so to speak. I mean, I didn't really have a specific title for this before, but so this is the first time since the last time it was just a regular champion title, not the Saber Maestro title. But obviously, I have a bit of a host advantage, but I've gotten pretty good with Alexander, so. Very good tourney, by the way, guys. It was great to see a bunch of people come out, as usual. We can do the bronze match still, but I think Maestro is watching football, so unless Maestro rushes into the fight, I think we'll just end it here, and I'll give sorry, not Ilksis, Oaken. Giving Ilksis third place would be pretty bad. I'm gonna give Oaken the third place. All right, and there you have it. Yeah, good to see Zero Null come out as well. Obviously, that'll help Piper and Drummer with Alexander. And I don't have anything planned for this week or anything, but we'll see where that goes. I do have some stuff coming up related to university, so I can't be quite as active, at least with hosting and stuff. I might be able to get on and do PvP or something, but anyway, it was a really good tourney. I had a lot of fun. Great to see some newer people, slightly newer people, and a lot of veterans too, joining the tournament and doing well. So I think that's it for me, and I'll see you next time.